Yeah, hey guys. So here's a really quick supplemental video for how to 10x your audience, your platform, and your engagement using Facebook for only $1 a day. So this is an email that just went out to my audience. If you're not on this newsletter list, you could subscribe below if you're watching this on YouTube. I'm just going to give you very quickly the Cliff Notes version. Then I'm going to show you some quick examples of how we're using this. There are screenshots in this email, and I'll also show you the exact ads on the page. So here is the process. Step one, you want to create a Facebook post promoting something on or about your community. Step two, you want to create an ad out of that post, right? So you're going to use the Facebook ad manager to create an ad using that specific post that you just created in step one. Step three, target a worldwide audience that is interested in your niche, industry, vertical, or content. You're going to do that by dint of selecting the areas of interest and the keywords using the Facebook ad manager. Step four, this is the really important piece. You are going to exclude audiences in the US, UK, Australia, and Canada. You can actually do more than those countries, but those are the ones that I do. You want to exclude any geo targets that Facebook identifies as high dollar audiences on a click basis or on an ad engagement basis. This is, again, Facebook's algorithm, not my subjective opinion on who's a high dollar click. Step five, you're going to set your ad budget to $1 for 1 day. Literally $1, and you're going to run the ad for 1 day. Now, the alternative strategy here is you can also set it to $1 per day and set it to run for 10 days. That's what Facebook is going to sort of encourage you to do when you're doing this, when you're doing the ad creation process. They're going to tell you ads that run for a minimum of 3 days get better engagement, and they typically do. And I find that if you set it for 10 days, $1 a day, you do get better engagement even on the first couple of days, but then you're committing to $10 over 10 days rather than $1 over 1 day. So you can do it either way. You can set it for 10 days and then cancel it, right? So you can cancel or pause the ad after day one. I've done that. Or after day two, I've done that. You can also cancel it halfway through day one if you so prefer, after you've only spent like 50 cents. I've done that many times as well. But essentially, as promised in this email, or if you're watching this on YouTube, again, in this video title, set it for $1 a day and you'll just get great results, as you'll see below. Once the ad, and this is also important, once the ad gets the desired engagement, which is likes, comments, shares, etc., use the exact same post, the one that now has all of this desired engagement, and now you're going to target the geo audiences that you excluded here. So now I'll run a new ad using this post targeting the US, UK, Australia, and Canada, and I'll exclude the worldwide audiences, right? And the reason that you're going to do that is now these folks who are, in my case, let's say in our mindful marketplace community, the folks that I'm really most interested in targeting because they're most proximal to me, they're going to see an ad that has 100 or 500 or 1,000 likes or whatever it may be, and they're going to be much more interested in and curious about your community. They're going to be much more excited to engage with your offers, and they're going to be much more receptive to you and what you have to say when you're doing your outreach campaign. So here's an example of something that I've pinned to the top of our Mindful Marketplace page. As you can see in this, actually, I'll show you on the page itself. Why not? So if you look at the very top post, it's pinned. You can see the little pin thing. So this is an ad that I created back about a year ago. Today's the 29th or 30th of May. So this was a year ago. And I ran this for a day, or I ran this. No, it's probably not true. I probably ran this ad for 3 or 4 days. I might have spent $5 altogether, and it has 1,000 likes, actually 1,198 engagements. And it cost me a couple of dollars. Whenever I send people to our community to see if they're interested in partnering with us or working with us, I send them to this page or even this post specifically if they're looking to write books, because this is a book. And they see there's 1,000 plus, engagements, and they're going to be quite impressed by that. All right, so here's something that ran yesterday for something more, more current, the 28th of May, and this cost like 75 cents and 125 likes and 129 engagements, et cetera, et cetera. So I used some more examples in here as well. Here are some tips, and then I'll cover the additional examples. Use a great image, right? This is really, really important. I create I create images using Canva, and I find that works really well. But the other thing you can do is Facebook offers free images, or you can just go to something like Unsplash or any of the analogs to Unsplash, the alternatives to Unsplash, and you can just pick pictures from there. And here is, for those of you building directories, marketplaces, niche sites where you're charging for premium listings, etc. This is a pro tip, right? I hate people who use the phrase pro tip, but I'm going to do it here anyway. This is the absolute best way to sell premium features on your platform, right? On your directory, marketplace, listing site, or otherwise. If you're selling like featured listings or featured profiles, or what I like to call interviews or concierge listings or fully managed listings, this is a really super smart strategy. So let's go back and see why, right? So here is, if this is a book review, it's not, but let's say it was. This is just me rambling on about our book offers. But if I send somebody to look at this and they see it's got 1,198 engagements, that's an empirical number they can see on the page. And the most they've ever gotten is like 20 likes from their family or friends on their book, or 50 likes from their community or whatever when they've launched something new. And I say, hey, we want to interview you about your book launch, or about your restaurant, or about your flower shop in the local community, whatever it may be. I mean, these people are going to be much more interested when they see that level of engagement and excitement on a post, right? 1,000 people. They're going to be much more interested in it, in being interviewed, if that's the offer, or being featured, if that's the offer. It just feels like a game changer for their brand, or even the brand of them, if they're a solopreneur, or just somebody who's doing something on their own, or if they're a restaurant, or they're a small yoga studio, or whatever it may be, and they see these huge numbers on your Facebook page. It's going to be really, really attractive to them to want to be, involved with whatever it is that you are doing. So here's a quick, sort of truth-telling piece. This works better for niche-oriented things like, or vertical industry-driven sites than it does for local sites, right? It still works for local sites, but it's best for things like that don't have a geographical container around them. There's a whole bunch of reasons why. Some are obvious, because you're advertising to a worldwide audience, and if you're running something that's very local, it's not a good match. People worldwide aren't going to be necessarily interested in, Miami, where I live, or I live close to Miami, or New York, if that's where you live, but mindfulness, what we're building on our mindfulness community it has no limits geographically, or yoga, or, writing a book, or being happy, or self-development, all those sorts of niche-y kind of topics, whatever it is, karate, martial arts, it matters not. All those things are universal. They're not geographical. So this tends to work best for ideas, verticals, industries, topics, content, communities that have no geographical containers around them. All right, so just to wrap this up, here's an ad that I ran in April for another example. You can't see it's cut off here, but it says, what will I create today? And it's just a ad targeting, it was a post that I turned into an ad targeting makers, people who are creatives, who are looking to create, write something, build something, teach something, make something online, right? And it cost me $1, 174 engagements, or actually 208 engagements, 174 likes. This is the one from yesterday. I think I showed you that on the actual live Facebook page here. All right, I'm not trying to give everyone sort of video vertigo, so I won't keep doing that. But here we are at the very end, and essentially, and this is a true statement, you can literally do this all day long and get as much or as little engagements and the appearance of expertise and authority that you need to launch your platform. What I mean by that is, not to give you that video vertigo, but if I wanted this to have 5,000 engagements, I could just boost this again, right? And I could run another $5 ad, and this would just be obnoxiously engaged, right? I could have 5, 8, 9,000 likes or comments or, shares or whatever it may be. And I'm just paying for that. And I'm paying for the appearance of authority and expertise and being, a thought leader or whatever you want to call it in my niche. And I probably eventually will do that for that particular post and some other ones as well. And again, this works really, really best for, let me restate that. I'm not going to say it works best for, because it works best for pretty much everybody. But if you're launching a new community or a new site or a new marketplace or a new platform where you don't have many users and you don't have much engagement on the site itself, right? This is the best way of circumventing that challenge by using an extended piece of your platform, in this case, your Facebook page, to look like you have much more happening than you actually do, right? You can use something like this to have the appearance on a very low budget of authority, expertise, of importance, whatever the right word is here, and not worry so much that your directory has 9 listings or, your marketplace has 4 vendors and you're worried about sending folks to that particular site because it doesn't look that impressive yet, right? So you're stuck in this never-ending doom loop of never launching the thing that you want to launch because you never have the initial engagement or the momentum to feel confident enough in your content and your community to get it off the ground. This is the way that you high step that challenge and you high step that hurdle and you actually make real progress on your platform. All right. Hope that makes some sense. If you have any questions, you can ask in the video below. I have all kinds of other Facebook strategies that I'm going to be sharing with my community. So feel free to sign up in the link below for our newsletter. And if you want to work with me in June, I have a couple spots. I don't take a lot of clients anymore, but if you're interested, just shoot me an email, hi@mindfulmarketplace.com, or sign up in the box below for, just to get in touch with me directly from within the community itself. All right. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you soon.